All right. So last week I was having several conversations with my sex therapy clients and inside Intimacy with Ease on coaching calls about the differences for the lower desire person and the higher desire person. So, first of all, I mean, we know this in every relationship, somebody wants more sex than the other, at least over time, because of course, why would any two people want exactly the same amount of sex? So, there is this discrepancy. And by the time it's causing trouble, distress, conflict, tension, despair, frustration, resentment, guilt, all this different stuff, that's the kind of stuff that brings people into my world seeking help. So if the discrepancy by itself does not need to be a problem. It isn't a problem, but the way people experience it can certainly become a problem. So I would say it's probably safe to say that this discrepancy is part of the concern for 100% of the people that come and seek help with me. Again, whether that's in my online course or in therapy. And one of the conversations that has come up this week is that these two people at the beginning of this process have very different problems. First of all, the experience on both sides is different. The higher desire person tends to feel rejected, lonely, desperate, unattractive, undesirable, doubtful, maybe resentful, worried. Do they have to resign themselves to this? There's this despair and sadness that can also turn into resentment and frustration. They're so longing for this to be a part of their life together, and they're confused about why it's hard, and they're worried about it, and they're upset, and they're taking it personally, and they're wondering what this means for the rest of their life together. The lower desire person isn't really struggling with the lack of sex or the lower amount of sex because they have lower desire. What they're struggling with is guilt. If you're in an otherwise happy relationship, you care about your partner, you care that they're happy, you care that their needs are met, and you feel guilty that you're not meeting them. It feels like it is on you. you know, you're the one that's missing this thing. You're the one with the problem. People that are the lower desire person are often coming in feeling broken, feeling inadequate, feeling pressured, feeling responsible for this. Like somehow it's their fault and their thing to fix, but they have no idea how to do it. And it's like, oh, you just want me to be a different person. So they are struggling with all that sort of stuff about self and what does it mean about them and how bad they feel to let their partners down. In fact, one of the things they say really frequently that breaks my heart every time I say it, they say it verbatim. I feel like I am a constant disappointment, right? It sucks. And that also can morph into frustration and resentment and why are you putting this pressure on me and why do you want me to be a different person? On and on and on. I talk about this all the time, right? In all kinds of content. So the thing I want to stress is that when a couple starts to address this, they have two different problems. The higher desire person is focused on, can we have more sex? Can we have more intimacy? Can this thing be a part of our life? The lower desire person, first of all, would like to escape the misery, I think, of this guilt, responsibility, and inadequacy. But largely they are coming in because their partner is unhappy. Their problem is not the sex life, it's that their partner is unhappy and disappointed. And I've had a lot of people recently talk about this with concern. They're unhappy or they're sad or they're worried that their partner doesn't have the same goal, doesn't see the problem the same way. But in my experience, maybe 100% of the time, I mean, mostly they come in having two different problems. This is normal. It's sort of like layers of an onion. So when people are first addressing this, the higher desire person is focused on the sex life and the frequency and the quality and things like that. And the lower desire person is mostly there because their partner's unhappy and they care about that. And because they're kind of tired of feeling responsible and bad about this. That's the starting point. And then so much of my work, and what I'd have to say at this point, what I am coming to see as my superpower is inviting the lower desire person into a vision of sex that's truly fun and easy and natural for both people, because I know that's possible. They don't know that yet. Maybe both people don't know that yet, but I know the path to that. So while we are starting with you really care about your partner and you feel bad that they're not getting what they need, I am quickly trying to paint a picture, create this vision of what if sex could actually be fun and easy for you. I mean, one of the things I'll say, I say this over and over and over. I am never trying to get people to have sex. I'm trying to help people want it as much as they can want it. And there are ways to do that because we have this hidden, dormant, latent desire that we can tap into, almost like a well under a desert, right? So I know the way to do these things. So what I want to get the lower desire person to see is we are not working on this just to meet their partner's needs. That can be the starting place, but that is not going to be sustainable. We cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So that's where we start, but quickly it needs to be wait, there's something in this for me too. What if I could actually want sex? What if this could be playful and easy again? What if this was no big deal? What if that were the goal? And then the lower desire person generally embraces that. Well, yeah, that sounds great. I have no idea how to do it, but if that were possible, if I could actually want it and find it easy and I wasn't pressured and I wasn't doing it because I felt like I had to or I was letting my partner down, that's inviting. So, bottom line is the work starts with two very different goals, two very different experiences. And we want to bring that together so both people are on board with this vision. And then I can help you get there for sure. So, I just want to speak to that because it's come up so often. Again, if you are looking for help, you'll see in the links here different ways you could work with me. I'd be happy to help you make that journey and that transformation.